So far. You're never more than 10 minutes away from local weather here on Action News Now. Meteorologist Brian Ramsey has all the details on what we can expect this Wednesday.
Yes, so as you are heading out the door, today's a little warmer this morning. Temperature sitting in the upper 50s right now. We'll be warming, but only by about 10 degrees today. So right now we're in the 50s. We'll only hit the 60s today, so not much of a difference between night and day. Overall, a very cool day. No one hitting the 70s, really. Even Paradise only staying in the 60s today. But as we take a live look right now, you see the sun is beginning to rise out there. It's still not above the horizon, but it is dawn out there. It's finally beginning to light up. But the sun will rise over the next few hours. As for a look at the Sundial Bridge, it is not working at the moment, but it was showing oh, there we go. There we go. All right. So you can see a bush out there kind of waving around. The winds aren't too strong right now, but they will be picking up as we go later into the afternoon. We do have that wind advisory in effect now until 10 o'clock. Those winds will be sustained 15 to 30 miles per hour out there in the valley and along some of those higher peaks out there, gusting up to 50 miles per hour, especially in some of those ridges and canyons, such as the Feather River Canyon and Jarbo Gap. As for the red flag warning that we're seeing today, it will stay in effect until tomorrow at 7 a.m. It's because not only do we have those gusty winds, we have very dry conditions with humidities at about 30% right now, dropping into the teens later this afternoon. So very bone dry conditions and record dry vegetation. That vegetation, the fuels out there are so dry right now. It's actually a record for how dry they are at this time of the year. As for the relative humidity values that we're seeing out there right now, 30% right now in much of the area, just above 30%, 35% in Redding, 38% in Chico. Those will be dropping into the teens this afternoon. Right now in the Sierra, they're a little moister at the moment. Current wind speed, 60-mile-per-hour winds in Redding, 18 in Corning, 17 in Willows, and 16 in Chico. Oroville's only at 10 miles per hour, but again, those winds will be picking up to sustained at about 30. Right now, they're gusting at about 20 to 30, and that will increase as we go into your morning. Notice by about 10 o'clock in the morning, we're already seeing gusts in the 40-mile-per-hour wind range. And then notice purple on this legend. Anything in purple is above 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and anything that's red is anything above 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So how much purple do you see on this map? How much red do you see? Almost all of it is red and purple, so extreme winds across the entire North State for today. This is a serious situation, especially for fire danger. That's why we have this red flag warning in effect. If you see smoke, please make sure to report it. And if you do happen to catch a fire, definitely call 911. But just make sure not to be mowing your lawn today. Don't go weed eating around rocks. Be careful those chains aren't dragging out there. There's lots of things that can cause fires out there. Just yesterday, 4 fires were caused out there in Shasta Trinity Lake, and that was from a chain actually dragging on the road. That's what the National Weather Service told me yesterday. So we've got some pretty serious situations out there, especially with the dry conditions that we're seeing. But those winds will be coming down as we go into tomorrow, and that is good news. So only one high wind day, and that's today. As for the 7-day forecast in Chico, a high of 68 degrees for today, cooling to 64 on Thursday. Then we have a slow warm-up back to 68 on Sunday, staying mostly sunny through the end of your week. Once we go to Monday, we have mostly sunny conditions back on Monday with temperatures back at 62, and then down into the 50s on Tuesday with a 30% chance of some evening showers. As for Redding, a high of 67 degrees for today, staying relatively the same on Thursday, except the wind speeds will be much calmer on Thursday, which is great news. And then we have a slow warm-up once we go through the weekend to a high of 71 degrees on Sunday. Then we begin to cool down on Monday to a high of 65, getting a little breezy on Monday as well, so we'll have to keep another eye out for fire danger on Monday. But once we go to Tuesday, a high of 57, so getting much cooler, lows in the 30s, and even the chance for some evening showers. And I'll be talking more about that coming up later in the newscast. Julia, back to you.
All right, Brian, thanks. Another blow for the e-cig industry and big pay if